Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 42 of our Coordinator Climb series here on Football Coach College Dynasty. This will be a shorter video today. It is a transfer portal special. Then we're going through the off season into getting some recruiting done in the preseason. An exciting time. If you have not watched last episode, please go do so. Some really good games played in there, including a very dominant bowl victory. However, in terms of I think what we accomplished last season was a disappointment. 8-5, 5-4 in conference is really the stinging point. Losing to Washington, no shame in that. USF's a good football team, but we only lost by 3. San Diego State, we lost by 8. And then Air Force, unfortunately, beat us by double digits when we decided to turn the ball over 5 times. I don't want to talk about it. But nonetheless, the job is the job. The AD's opinion of us is down to a 53 since we had a new athletic director last season. So the AD opinion went from a 90 to a 53 in 1 year. It's a hard job, I must admit. But alas, here we are. So, plan of attack in the transfer portal. At the end of last episode, we let I think 10 players transfer out. We cut 6 to sort of clean the ranks, and that left us with only 6 open scholarships to hand out, which is good because we don't have many needs. I would say we're a very young football team, a lot of high potential guys. However, what we lack fundamentally is top end starters at some key positions. So let's talk about that for a moment. First of all, we have all recruits and JUCO players signed. So all these 6 players are transfer. Let's talk offensive line first. I lost essentially an entire starting O-line unit, so we need to get that back somehow. First up is Jamie Lockert, O-lineman, 2-year starter at Nebraska. Not very good as a freshman, much better as a sophomore. I really wish it told a snap percentage, but what can you do? Yeah, it didn't even tell me on his main page. All right. And what I like about Lockhart is very simple. One, I'm going to get him for 2 years, which is always good. He's got solid potential, and he's a very well-rounded O-line, right? 78 pass block, 80 run block, 81 strength. That'll do. He's already better than probably my 7th and 8th O-lineman from last season. So ideally, he'll get a big off-season boost. One of those numbers will go maybe to the high 80s, and we'll have a very, very good O-lineman for us. The second O-lineman, Joshua Holbrook, redshirt sophomore out of Bama, where he played a little bit and did okay. Handful of pancakes, handful of sacks also, but he was never like a big contributor. He is worse. Let's just get that out of the way. 81 strength, 75 run block, 74 pass block, C plus potential. He is more of a depth get, someone that can improve the back end of our starters potentially. However, there is the risk with C plus potential that he just doesn't develop the way we want. If you actually look at his offseason gains, his potential was at a B minus for a little bit. He got good strength gains, but his blocking in 2 gain hits never really improved from where it was as a recruit. So we'll see with Holbrook. Little more worried about him. We need a backup kicker. So I have gone for the talents of Philip Bloom, who will be a redshirt freshman next year. I mean, if he ever has to play, it means Webster is injured, which is not great. So, nothing too crazy. I wanted a younger kicker. Jonathan Jameson obviously chose to transfer, as is his want. So, needed a backup kicker. Here we are. And then defensive line, where I've enlisted Roman Barton, who was a 3-year starter at Fresno State. So we're only going to get him for a year as a redshirt senior. However, I like him a lot. He got double digit sacks, 23 pressures last year at Fresno State. And he is just your classic block shedding is what I do. Let's have some fun. Randomly, he has 76 zone coverage and he weighs 290 pounds. I'm not going to question it. But I think he definitely helps our defensive line room where I'm trying to play less of my, low 70, mid 70 bad potential guys. I think Roman Barton comes in. I'm only going to get him for a year, but he would be a very welcome addition to the defensive line room. Linebacker, not a huge need, but I really want Carson Oswald. He barely played at TCU, so he essentially has zero stats for his whole career, which I don't really know how. I mean, in this game, TCU is cracked, so that's fair. But also, his tackling's an 88. He's great in coverage. IQ is solid. The only knock is just very simply he's not athletic. But when you're that good in coverage, like, come on now. However, I am competing with 3 Texas schools, all of whom have 20 more interests. So the likelihood of us getting Oswald is low. But that said, I'm going to try because why not? And then last but not least for the transfer portal is safety Brody Schaefer, who I'm going to move to corner. He was a 1-year backup, 2-year starter at Boise State. Okay in coverage, mid 50% completions allowed. I'm okay with that. Multiple turnovers each year. He's just a really good corner. Like, he's great in coverage. IQ is good. 83 speed. He has A plus potential, so hopefully he'll get a big hit before next season. Yeah, he is definitely going to move the corner since our safety room is pretty stacked at the moment, especially with the freshmen coming in. So that's currently where we stand in terms of transfer players. I have already offered the minimum NIL to everyone. We have, $6.5 million to spare. I am not against overpaying, especially to get someone like Oswald who does care a lot about money. So I think what we'll do, we'll advance once, see what kind of money Baylor, SMU, and Texas are about to throw at this dude. If it's a lot, we might look elsewhere for some linebacker help. But first things first, let's advance to the final transfer portal week. Oh boy. Ooh, San Jose State put down $1 million on Holbrook. Yeah, that's why he's going to be like their starter. I mean, yeah, he's going to be their number one. These 3 are graduating. He's graduating. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. So we're 1,000 points behind on Oswald. To make up that difference, I would have to offer an additional 1.3 million to bring him to 2.4. Do I think 1 year of Oswald is worth 2.4 million? Actually, Texas didn't even offer money. We might have to look elsewhere. So let's give the best pitches I can to all of these men. I'll just do a DC great or DC good for you. So with Lockhart, Kansas State also is not offered money. So I'd rather not get sniped on him. Let me just round up his number really quick. So if I offer like, let's call it 1.5 million, that gets me about 800 points ahead on Kansas State. Mass potential worth 1.2. Yeah. There's no way San Jose State has more money to give Holbrook. Like, that kind of seems insane. I think I'll offer a little more money just to get to 600. West Virginia offered money. North Carolina didn't, but their North Carolina interest is barely above mine. I'm not too worried about that. And it's a backup kicker. I'm not spending more than the minimum. UCLA is not offered money for Barton, and we need Barton. What's he at? 730. If I up, see, he doesn't care that much about money. Yeah, that gets me 1,000, little over 1,080 points ahead. That should be fine. Brody Schaefer, we're okay. Like Washington State's already offered over a million. So okay, I think the ones to worry about are Lockhart and Oswald. First things first, let's do some quick perusing of linebacker transfers. See if there's anyone worth sniping. Townsend wants to be a star, which is unfortunate. Falcons terrible in zone coverage. Elias Scholler. That could be an interesting one to come back to. Wow, Maddox Mitchell is a tackle machine. He can do nothing else. By God, he can tackle. Not the most inspiring. Yeah, and then Oswald's right there. All right, let's play this out. So Schuler would be a redshirt freshman. He's not good at anything, which is the problem. He's not very athletic. Coverage is okay. B potential. Did it change since he was a recruit, or was it always a B? All right, it stayed the same. I think we might as well go for Schuler, and then if we don't get him, so be it. What's his minimum? 200K. That's fine. 1,300. Okay, so I need to offer a bit more. There. Okay. So in terms of priority order, then yeah, Schuler, below Bloom. Schaefer needs to be number one. Where corner was probably our worst position group last year. Lockhart 2, Oswald 3, Barton 4, Holbrook, Bloom. Yes. Okay. All right, let the math begin. So Lockhart, we are 800 points ahead. He doesn't care that much about NIL. However, I think he's worth like 2 million. This feels like an overpay, but I have the money, especially since we decided not to go for a transfer QB. So that should be enough. If Kansas State wants to offer him like 3 million to jump me, then so be it. They deserve him. Oswald is the big. I really wish. I'm so annoyed TCU never played him. That's what does annoy me about all this. Right now, I am even. So to get 500 more points, I would need to offer him 3.2. And that gets me 600 points ahead of SMU, who have offered money, and many, many more ahead of Texas who have not. Like, no matter what, we're going to have money left over because I'm not offering this dude 5.7. What I might do, honestly, is offer Lockhart more, but I think we get him no matter what. I doubt Kansas State can make this offer, essentially. Then Holbrook, we should be okay. Bloom, I mean, if West Virginia snipes us, good for them. Barton, we're okay. Schaefer, we're okay. I think this is it. Like, if I give him even an extra, like, 300,000, 3.5 million, I think that's the most we've given to a transfer ever. And I don't really think Oswald is worth that. The athleticism just sucks, which is the problem. But he's really good in coverage, good tackler. This feels like an overpay. However, if there was a year to overpay somebody, it's this year. And I mean, if he has a good offseason gain, he could legit be our number probably 2 linebacker. Definitely not 1. He's not setting strong. Yeah, he could jump Simon. I doubt it, but he could. You never know. All right, I think that's where we're at in terms of offers and money. Schuler is our sort of backup option if we don't get Oswald. I think we're okay pretty much everywhere else. My other worry, I'll just give him $1 million, why not? My other worry is if UCLA can make 1,000-point pitch with money. That actually, now that I look at it, should be my chief concern. But he doesn't care about money that much. I think we're okay. I am confidently saying that we're okay, and when I'm inevitably wrong, we can all laugh. Let's advance to signing day, shall we? All right. Brody Schaefer, very anticlimactic. We already know. Yeah, we finished 2,000 points ahead. Okay. Here we go. Jamie Lockhart, come on down to Utah. Wow. They did offer $1 million. Well, I am very glad I rounded that up from 900,000 to $1 million at the end. Because if I don't do that, I don't know if we get him. We get Lockhart by 155 points. Ooh, that was close. That was close. I'll save Carton Oswald for last. Roman Barton, come on down. UCLA did offer decent money, but we get Barton still. Holbrook, we get, yeah, San Jose State ran out of money, which, fair. But also, I feel like if I'm San Jose State, I'm only offering a guy $1 million if I don't know if I can get him, because then you get an insane amount back. Backup kicker, Philip Bloom, come on down. Surely, yeah, he wasn't going to play at any of these schools. Okay, here's the big one. 3.5 million. The most we offer to transfer. Carson Oswald chooses Utah. We get him by 250 points. SMU barely increased their offer. Texas was too far behind. So yeah, I don't think we needed to offer the whole 3.5 million, but I mean it needed to be something close because again, his interest in me was 76. His interest in all the Texas schools was 93 and 95. All right. So that does mean that Elias Schuler, yeah, we were behind anyway. Credit to New Mexico. Yeah, we finished 85 points behind. All right. Overall, we got 6 out of 6 transfers. Hopefully, Oswald was worth the money, but we'll see. So, in terms of final recruiting class, we have 11 4 stars, 14 3 stars, 1 2 star, who was an 81 overall transfer. Think we're okay. All right, recruiting ranking, we are 16th in the country with 10 4 stars, 10 3 stars. Washington only had 1 transfer. That's hilarious. Alabama only had 1. It's the realism that gets me to this game, I tell you. All right, in the Pac 12, we're third. USF had 3 5 stars. Oh boy. I'm so happy they're in our division. Nothing too crazy. ASU got a 5 star. Poor Fresno State. Realignment really has killed some teams. I think Fresno State's just the big one. Oh God. Prestige dropped 750. That's rough. It really is crazy how one last second drive by USF pretty much nuked our entire school. All right. We'll max out NIL, resolve the coaching staff debt. So that gets me 40 million to play with. Okay. Academics, I'm going to be honest. For now, I'm okay with it falling to 10 because I need to get college life back up. And I would like to get it up to where it can survive a hit next season. Facilities, can I get to 9? I can. That has been the goal. Stadium, I kind of just want to put the max into it. Marketing, I've accepted that, like, yeah, I can't even. I think marketing, I'm just going to accept that it's going to fall. If I put the max in, maybe it doesn't, but I'd rather put that into the stadium to protect it. Yeah. Because long term, I mean, we need to just keep growing our facilities. I know it's going to drop back to 8 after next season, but it won't drop all the way down here. And so exponentially, I'll have to spend less money on it. So that's where I'm at. School level stays the same. Academics drops 1, facilities increases. Us losing prestige is very annoying, but so be it. And again, that loss to Air Force cost us almost $10 million, which hurts quite a bit. We also lost $1 million because we played Louisville and lost to them, which is rough. I think with especially how competitive our division is proving to be, I may need to have a weaker out of conference, but we'll see. All right, booster updates. This could be bad. We dropped prestige and failed all of our diamonds. This could be really bad. Oh, good. So we lose a diamond donor due to financial difficulties. We gain a diamond donor, which, law of equivalent exchange and all that. However, the age of the outgoing is 48. The age of the incoming is 80. Oh boy. All right. So, well, we still have 4 diamonds and 2 golds for next season, which is good. But now 2 of our donors are 80, which Not great. No realignment. I think I talked at the end of last season about forcing a realignment because some of the conferences are not top heavy, like in the sense of the Sun Belt, right? JMU needs to get out of the Sun Belt immediately. And like that may just be an issue. I think everywhere else looks kind of okay. Some of the divisions are not balanced at all, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, schedule. So we have these outstanding contracts: JMU, Kansas State, Louisville, Minnesota. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I really want to play any of them. I don't want to play JMU. Like I am putting that game off for as long as I can. Especially because we play Washington this year. So I'd rather not. And I'd prefer to go on the road week 1 for recruiting purposes. Tulane could be a fun one. Yeah, let's schedule the Green Wave week 1. Um, Kansas State, I think, will play in week 6. Let me look at so recruiting. We have the Washington game for recruiting. Air Force probably won't be ranked. Louisville might be ranked. San Diego State. All right, I think this is okay for recruiting, and I'm kind of fine with playing Louisville for a second year in a row because I think we were the better team on the day. We just kind of got out to the slowest start ever. But I mean, this is rough. Like, if I keep it this way, we're going to have 5 straight games of teams that finished almost in the top 20. Maybe I do flex Louisville out. What are some home? I also don't really want to lose money. But like, if I wanted a cupcake game and not losing money, I'd just schedule Georgia State and beat them by 30, which, to be fair, might not be the worst idea. Let's do Appalachian State over Georgia Southern. So that means we are fulfilling our Kansas State out of conference contract. JMU's Louisville, Minnesota is still open, and we're adding Tulane and App State. I think that's fine. I think, especially with the fact that we have a murderer's row of San Diego State, USF, and Washington in a row, having a easier out of conference game against App State works. Yeah, I mean, last year they lost to Minnesota, who we beat pretty handedly. Yeah, I think we'll be fine in this game. So that's our schedule. We only have one home game in our first 6. Oh boy, the fans would hate this schedule. But I'm okay with only having 5 home games because 4 of them are in the final 6 weeks of the season. So for recruiting, that's really good. I'll take it. All right. Let us advance to 2041. New year, new dawn, etc. Oh boy. All right, positional changes. So the only two that we're doing is Brody Schaefer is moving to corner, where he will be our number two corner behind Spencer Sawyer. Caden Martin, I still don't know if I'm even going to play him. The fact that he gave up, what was the final tally? 13 of 15 completed targets last year still upsets me. And then I think Ritter versus Marino. One of them moves the corner, the other stays at safety. Ritter is objectively better right now, and he has better potential. So I think I would rather have him at corner and instead let Marino maybe develop into a good backup safety. I think that's my plan. I think safety this year is going to get a little awkward. Cooper and Stahl obviously are great, but then Kyle Lowry, no relation, is going to be my third safety, and that's kind of terrifying. Maybe I put Marino out there as a true freshman. We'll see. But doing that to be a third safety feels like a waste. Everything else is essentially set. I don't think there was any D lineman I wanted to move to linebacker or vice versa. Yeah, even the smaller D linemen are so bad at coverage that there would be no point whatsoever. There is an argument for moving Edwin Pike. Because his speed is just not improving. I mean, his strength barely is either. I'm going to move Edwin to D line. Granted, I doubt he plays at either position, but I think he's better suited D line. All right, let's advance to off-season gains. Everyone, grab your lucky charms, your various iconography of choice. We need Dustin Muhammad to have a good off-season game. If he doesn't, we are in deep trouble at quarterback. Granted, with how we spent NIL in the transfer portal, we couldn't have afforded a QB anyway. But that's beside the point. I need to see a +5. Anything less than a +5, I'll be very disappointed. His IQ especially needs to improve. Arm strength, I don't care if that's a 0. IQ, I need to go up. Accuracy, like getting a +3 or 4 would be nice. That's what we're hoping for. Oh, Elvin Ivy did not crack 100. All right, here we go. Quarterback, +7. We're in business. +10 IQ. All right, we're settled. We're good. I made the correct decision not going for a transfer quarterback. Muhammad +6 arm strength, 7 accuracy, 89 IQ. Folks, we're back in business, and ain't it grand? QB of the future, locked in, done. Signed, sealed, delivered. All right, we're good. Oh, Travis Mapp, our recruit. Good news, his IQ went up by 11. Bad news, his potential got worse. Oh, it's fine. Braden Gary got a little bit better, but his arm strength is still tragic. I mean, Travis Mapp, to be fair, isn't bad in terms of ratings. He's bad in terms of potential. which I don't care about because he's going to be our backup. So that's fine. Running back. Oh, brother. All right. John Lane only went up by 2. His ball skills barely improved, athleticism barely improved. That's disappointing, especially when, I just paid the man $1.6 million to stay in our program. I've paid this man now twice. Emmanuel Morton up by 3. All right, he got a bit quicker, better ball carrier vision. I'm happy with that. I think, I think he's definitely running back 2. Lucas Pratt plus 10 ball carrier vision plus 8. Yeah, I mean, he's running back 3. So that's our 1, 2, 3. Christian Flournoy. Ooh. Okay. He got a little bit better athletically, better ball carrier vision. He's obviously going to redshirt. I'm also really happy his potential went up. Marcos Hale, pretty okay gains all around. His potential drop, but that's okay. Calvin Smalls, the recruit, stayed at A-. So that's good. Very good strength gains. He's also, I think Calvin Smalls has the easiest path to playing time out of our young guys because he has A- potential. And more importantly, he is a power back. Joshua Jenkins, pretty decent games all around. Cade Pitts is just never going to play. Like, his ball carrier vision is a 68, man. But I'm pretty happy with this. John Lane only going up by 2 is a bit rough, but that's okay. Wide receiver, pretty good all around. Ooh, Roger Huff plus 5. Looks like Justin Weaver, ball carrier vision plus 9. I'm glad you were working on that, Justin. Looks like a lot of route running boosts all around. A lot of our wide receivers randomly become much better pass blockers. I'm not going to question that. I feel like I should. Reed Carino is already up to an 80 overall as a true freshman. Is it worth it to have him be our wide receiver 6? Solely because of my hatred for Roger Connolly and the fact that he had 2 fumbles in 1 game. We'll see. Tight end. Yeah, we're looking good. I mean, Sir Quoke looks to be a really solid guy. Nicholas Huffman's already up to a 76. His potential's an A+. If I use the system that played a tight end consistently, we'd be doing okay. Samuel, you're just going to redshirt. Ooh, Carrillo got up to A potential. Okay. All right, O-line. Here we go. Well, you want to talk about a mixed bag. Jamie Lockhart, who I just paid $2 million. Oh boy, his overall moves up by 1. Oh, brother. Well, that hurts. Good. Hey, good thing he's only a junior. If he would have been a senior, I'd have been very angry. But yeah, I mean, he barely got better, which is a little disappointing. Josh Holbrook, though, plus 6, up to 90 strength, 81 pass block. That's good. Levi Matthews with a 0. I don't want to talk about it. Looks like pass block, though, was definitely the emphasis in the offseason for these guys. Austin Phillips is now playable. That's fun. Though, to be fair, I think, yeah, no. So Phillips will play. River Miles, who I believe I paid. Yeah, I paid River Miles to stay. Pretty okay boost. His strength didn't move, though. Yeah, I fear I'm going to have a lot of guys that are going to threaten to transfer, but that's kind of okay. Ooh, yes. Yes. All of my high potential guys at the bottom are hits. Every single one. Gibbs, 7. Mays, 8. Jack, 6. My 4 recruits, true freshmen, 5, a pair of 7s, and a 6. The future at offensive line is secure with these 7 men. Now the trick is to not get them to transfer. Very happy with that. Kicker, Webster, +4 kick accuracy, 3 power. I'll take that. Remember, this man was perfect on kicks last season and did not receive any accolades. Philip Bloom got a little bit better and his potential dropped. Neat. D-line. Well, everyone just wanted a +4. It's really that simple. All right. It really is just Elvin Ivy and the squad. He's up to a 95 now with 118 strength. That'll play. I think D-line, we're going to be better than last year by default with Roman Barton in here, and guys like Javier Key and Malcolm Butler got decently better. But again, Elvin Ivy missed, 9 games last season with his injury? So if that happens again, we're back under the struggle bus. Edwin Pike, who I just moved to D-line. Yeah, a little bit stronger, a little bit better IQ. I mean, overall, I'm happy. I'm a little sad that Kyler Malik only got a +3. Like, he had a pretty good junior year, 17 pressures. So that's a bit disappointing. Linebacker. Okay. Okay. So Carson Oswald, who I just paid a king's ransom to, is now my 5th rated O-line in terms of overall. Technically, he's tied for 4th, but whatever. Wow, his athleticism just is never going to develop, will it? Yeah, I think in terms of linebacker, it's really going to come down to how much do I value pass coverage, because Montero is terrible. Wright really could only do zone, but he did get +9, whereas Oswald is solid with either. Caleb Simon is allegedly really good. Then Andre Strong, I mean, he's going to play anyway. So I think this is just pretty much our 6. 4 of them being seniors is not nothing. Yeah, I think this season needs to be a big recruiting year at linebacker. Because this past season, we only brought in Denick Dennis and Cruz May. Though Cruz May got a +5. All right, overall, pretty happy. Corner. Oh, boy. Well, I am very glad I brought in Brody Schaefer. Spencer Sawyer's up to a 90, which is awesome. 108 man. Schaefer looks good. Porter Landry got -1 man coverage, but +8 zone. Caden Martin barely improved. I have a sneaking suspicion Caden Martin is a bust. I think he's a bust. With how bad he was in coverage last year, his potential just got worse. He barely got better. I think he's a bust. Terrence Carlton, very good, sir. He'll play as a redshirt freshman. Samuel Ritter, who I moved to corner, already getting gains, getting quicker, getting a better tackler. I'm happy with that. Theodore Sykes +3. Only +1 speed. You're killing me, Teddy. Collier got margin better. I mean, I like our corner room more. However, if Martin struggles again, we're kind of in trouble. I may play 6 corners. Safety. I mean, Scott Cooper continues to be amazing. 7 speed, 7 zone. That'll play. Aiden Stahl's looking good. Marino, I think, will redshirt, as will Willis, and I'm just going to play Kyle Lowry as a third safety. Why not? All right. Pretty good offseason gains. I think quarterback, O line, definitely the highlights. We're keeping the same two coordinators we did last season. In terms of 4-3 versus 3-4, honestly, I think we're switching back to a 3-4. I think our defense was noticeably worse. That might have been the reason. Let's pivot back, as it were. All right, last thing we do before I wrap for this episode, like I said at the top, going to be a shorter video, is we're just going to get the depth chart sorted, figure out what our team needs are, of which I can already think of like 4, is a good sign. All right, depth chart. So QB, I mean, there is even a chance, like, if I would play Map, he would only appear in like 4 games anyway, but oh, whoops, not inactive, redshirt. So yeah, Muhammad looks like he's our QB1 of the future. Great gains. Braden Gary, QB2. Running back, we're going back to 3. Last year we did 2, but that was a special circumstance. So let's redshirt everyone that needs it. Lane 1, Morton 2, Pratt 3, Hale 4, Pitts 5. I'm okay with that. Third down back and short yardage back is John Lane. Fullback, I don't care. I like it. So Emmanuel Morton was promised 30% snaps. He'll get that very easily. Lucas Pratt was promised 50 carries. He'll also get that. Wide receiver. All right. So this is a question of, do I want to play Reed Carino as a true freshman? To which I think the answer is no, because he's objectively my 6th best wide receiver, and I don't think that's really worth it to burn a year of eligibility on. He does want to be a star, though. And to be fair, Conley last year was just bad. You know what? Let's do it. We're going to play him as a true freshman. I mean, Connolly probably should play over him. Nah, I'll play him as a true freshman. All right, tight end, Worley playing 2 for obvious reasons. Quoke 1, Huffman 2, yada, yada, yada. O-line. Okay. So this is going to get tricky. First, we're going to redshirt our 4 lads at the bottom. I'm once again asking for me to just click a little bubble on multiple players and hit redshirt all. All right. So Nelson is 1. Jesus Wood, hilariously, is up to a 90 overall, which I didn't clock. I mean, his run block is a 69, which kind of scares me. I think I would rather have I'm going to have Levi Matthews at 2, Christian Cortina at 3, Jesus Wood at 4. I lied. Jesus Wood is 3, Cortina is 4. Holbrook versus Lockhart for 5th spot. I think you got to give it to Holbrook, which is rough for Lockhart because, we paid him $2 million. He is 6, I think. River Miles is going to be in there at 7, and then Austin Phillips at 8. That is insanely harsh on Ruben Jennings and Pablo Rudolph, who I think are both starting caliber, but yeah, I think this is pretty much the list. Levi Matthews moving him up to 2 might come back to bite me. He did give up 6 sacks last year, but we'll see. All right, D line. So I think the real question is, do I play 5 or do I play 6? Ivy is 1, Hardin 2. Hmm. I'm gonna go Barton over Ricardo Norris. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna go Norris over Barton. And then this is where it gets tricky because Malik is the worst block shedder, second tackler, high IQ. Though Javier Key having 58 defensive IQ is just tragic. He does want to be a star, though, which isn't nothing. I think Javier needs to be in this group. I think Kyler Malik played well enough to justify it, but I mean, so did Malcolm. Yeah, this is tough. I think I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it Key 5, Barber 6, Malik 7, and see what the production from Key and Barber looks like. If not, I can just put Malik there and we'll be okay. All right, linebackers. So we're definitely gonna need 6 since I'm moving back to a 3-4. Strong is 1. Duh. I think Simon is 2. I'm gonna have Oswald be 3 solely for his coverage ability, and he's a much better tackler than Montero. Montero is 4. Wright versus Pryor. It's really a question of how much do I care that Wright has 81 zone coverage versus Pryor. I think I'm going to go Wright at 5, Pryor at 6. That does mean Cohen Sizemore won't play, which I'm kind of okay with. The man did get toasted in coverage quite a bit. All right, corner. So, again, similarly with D line, do I play with 5 or do I play with 6? Sawyer's 1, obviously. Schaefer is 2. Landry is 3. And then Caden Martin for now is 4, but I'm keeping an eye on him. Carlton is 5. I think that's kind of it. Like, Sykes is unbelievably slow. Collier isn't great in man coverage, and he's about as bad of a tackler as Sykes is. I think my fear with Sykes is he'll threaten to transfer if I don't play him. I'm going to move him up to 6. And then if Martin or Carlton struggle, he'll be next man up. Safety. I think I am going to redshirt Marino. And then we'll be good because Stahl's going to graduate after next season. And then Marino can just be my second safety next year. I think Carson Willis, I'll remove his red shirt just so I have like a fourth safety option in blowouts. And we'll go from there. Kicker is Webster. Punter is Webster. Return man, Justin Weaver. Who was it last year? I think it was Eli, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Eli for a bit. He didn't do great. I think. Yeah, I'll give it to Weaver. He's got the speed. Evasion's not great for it, but Eli last year just wasn't very good. All right. I think that is my depth chart. We're looking really good. I think at every position we're set. My main concern would be if Ivy gets injured at D line or if one of my top two safeties get hurt. I think that is chief concern number one. I'm really happy with how Muhammad developed at QB. And I'm really happy that I have a lot of O linemen that were on the fringe last year that took a big step. So happy with that. But that is where I'm going to end this stream and this episode. Like I said, new job, new hours. So some videos may be shorter than kind of used to on the series, but that's also okay. So next episode, we'll pick back up essentially right here where we are. And I will get into recruiting. I think in terms of needs for the future, I mean, I got 9 offensive linemen that are going to be gone in 2 years, 7 linebackers, 4 out of my top 6 D linemen. So, but I also have 7 freshmen in line. We'll see what happens. But I thank you all for watching. See you next time.